All right, we are live. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We have a long video here, but I promise you it will be worth it because I'm going to have at least a dozen boxes to unbox. Pretty much every single one of them is going to have a key book that you may want to think about adding to your collection. So I'm trying to make a little space because I'm starting to get a lot of boxes here because as you've seen in many of my videos, I have lots of comics that I have not unboxed. So I thought I would do a bigger, better, faster unboxing for you guys. I just want to post this link. If you've not signed up for the cashback program, if you spend $30 or more after you click on the link that I provide either in the live chat or in the description, and you spend $30 within the first 90 days of signing up, you get a $30 cashback bonus. So take advantage of that. 3 people have already hit the like button. Thank you very much. So I got a lot of boxes I'm going to do, and each one is going to be bigger and better than the other one. These are all key issues, definitely books you may want to consider adding to your collection. These are all books that are going to continue to be on the rise, in my opinion. But one of the things I always say is when it comes to speculations in comics, nothing is guaranteed. So there are always risks involved. So please make sure you do your own research. Make sure you know what you're doing and don't just follow somebody, even if you like them. Don't just follow somebody blindly without your own information. Otherwise, you could end up getting burned. And it doesn't mean somebody lies. It could mean there's a mistake or things can change. You'll always keep that in mind when it comes to investing. All right, so the first one I'm going to do while I'm waiting for people to come in and see that I'm on a live video is I'm going to first do an unboxing. And I'm going to show the subscriber that I got this from. I actually won this in an auction, which was actually pretty cool of them because of the fact that about a week and a half ago, with things with my wife and a whole bunch of other things going on, it was just a horrible week. He does auctions all the time, so let me put on the window capture. So it's I want to give a shout out to Meta for eeid Comics. I'm sure I totally messed that up. But if you want, if you go to my section on my main page, you'll see the people that I subscribe to. But you could just copy this link down. So they do auctions all the time. At the end of the auction, they do a raffle. If people donate to Super Chats or other different ways, they get entered into the raffle. So I was like, all right, it's been a horrible week. So I donated $5 to their cause. And each dollar gives you a chance to win. I had to go because that was right when my wife was coming, I think either getting the surgery or coming back from the surgery that day. I'm not sure what exactly the day was, but I get a message the next day that I ended up winning. So I thought that was really cool. And it was done by a wheel, so it's not like they just picked me or anything. They do a spinning wheel. And my name came up, and they were kind enough to send it out. So let me put on the video camera. So I'm going to do that one first. So shout out to all of them. There's a bunch of different people. Hopefully they put some more information in the box. But I wanted to do this one first while people are seeing that I am doing an unboxing video. Then after this, you're going to see nothing but key issues. They packaged this really well. This is a CGC comic. And there was one other thing. I don't remember what it was. They got bubble wrap in here. They definitely did a great job of protecting it individual. So let's do these first. They did not include any other information. So I'm actually glad I did that, showing their website, their YouTube channel. So if you subscribe to them, tell them you came from We Love Comics. It's always good to help people in the comic book community. But what I got cost me a grand total of $5. So there's raw books and a graded book. So I'm just going to, for the time being, throw that to the side. Okay, so I don't know what these are. But we got Star Wars Adventures, Return of the Jedi. Spider-Man Spider Shadow #1. Never heard of that one before. Crossover #1. I've heard good things about that one. Spawn #318. Cover D, Capullo and McFarlane black and white variant. We got Web Spinners Tales of Spider-Man number 8. Action Comics 661. All New X-Men Battle of Atom. The Kindred number 4. And the Punisher 2099. So that's pretty darn cool. Right there, that would have been worth the $5 alone, but it also came with this graded CGC comic, so shout out to all of them. They actually do a really good job. They sell all different varieties of comics and everything, so a lot of people do auctions these days, and speaking of which, I might do one in the near future. Not sure yet, but of course I will let you know. So let's get this. So this book for $5. This is Thor number 1, signed by Donny Cates, CGC 9.8. White pages. So, cannot complain. All of that for $5. So shout out to them again. Go check them out. And thank you so much for that. So let's get into the unboxings. Hit the like button if you haven't. Join the live chat even if you are not a subscriber, because at the end I always do a surprise subscriber shout out. And the shout outs get a little bit of a, well, there's a little bonus for doing it. Alright, so here we go. First one. I like doing these live. So this way. And of course, I will mention the prices. Now, of course, deals are always out there. So that's why I always say, make sure you wait for deals, ask for deals. As many a time where people were selling things on eBay, and that's where all these came from, where they didn't even have a best offer, and I contacted them. Sometimes they say no, but you don't really care about the no's. You care about the ones that say yes. And every now and then, you're going to get that yes. So it makes it worthwhile. So this one I think I got just in time. So these all look to be in... Well, one needs a pressing because it's got an indent, but they all have 9.4 to 9.8 potential. So we have Michelangelo number 1. Donatello number 1. And Leonardo number 1. Now, of course, I already had Raphael number 1. So 3-part set. These are going for like a couple $100 a piece in high grade. I paid $28 a piece for these. So under $100 for all 3 of these in high grade. Like I said, this one has a little bit of an indent, so it would need a pressing. But for $28 a piece, you know, you can't go wrong with that. So that's the worst, quote-unquote, worst comic. They get better as they go. All right. So these are definitely books I would recommend. And a lot of these are books that have to do with potential movies or TV shows. Some of these have not happened yet, so some of these may be a little pricey, but not, you're not talking the thousands of dollar ranges. Alright, so they tape this very secure. Alright, so we got 19 people watching. 7 of them were kind enough to hit the like button. And like I said, as always, I appreciate those who are kind enough to do that. There's going to be a lot of unboxings on this. And as usual, I will make sure that I mention the prices. Get this tape off. And they see they're using the blue painter's tape. It's a lot easier to remove this tape than the other tape. So this is definitely a book I would recommend getting. This is the New Avengers number 7. First appearance of the Illuminati. And this is signed by Brian Michael Bendis. So definitely a key book to add to your collection. Only paid $44.94 for this book. So get your hands on this comic if you can. And it does come with a certificate of authenticity. So to get the signed version of this book, I think I have 1 or 2 copies of this book. There have been rumors that the Illuminati may or may not be formed. Like I said, when it comes to speculation, you are taking a chance. So keep that in mind, but definitely a book to get. This one right here is one of those where deals are always out there. I said it before, and I'll say it again. If you know what to look for, and you do your research, when something comes up that you know is a deal, first of all, you got to make sure it's not some person with a 0 rating. But that even that doesn't mean that a person's automatically a scammer or anything like that. You know, there are people, you know, you do have to start out at some point. But read the reviews, and if it's somebody that says 0 rating from, like, for example, China, and it's Hulk 181 for $12, yeah, that you want to be wary of. But there are deals always out there, and the beautiful thing is with the buyer protection program, I've had people really do some sneaky and shady stuff, but in the end, I ended up winning. But don't ever let that discourage you from trying to find some deals, because they are out there. And that is the case with this one. They put a lot of the cardboard. One of the things I recommend, save this cardboard, because if you sell comics, or if you want to use them on the front and back end of your long or short boxes, it keeps the front and back comics from getting pressed into that little lip from the bottom. I mean, from the side. Alright, so they even put these in double backing boards, so that's cool. So let me remove those. Okay. And I save those as well, because when you have really valuable books, I like to put extra backing boards to give them more support. Okay. So, this is the thing about the live. It does take a little bit longer, but hopefully it will be worth the wait for you all. And those kind enough to hit the like button will tell me that they do appreciate this, even if it takes a little bit longer. So there are 4 books in this little run. And this, to me, is no-brainers, especially when, if it gets to the point you can no longer afford first appearances, these are the next best things. So we have this is Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man #1, Spider-Verse, the 1 in 10 variant. We have Miles Morales #1, first print. Amazing Spider-Man #1, Jerome Opeña variant. And then Miles Morales. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, okay, I'm sorry. The first one I showed you, my correction. This is the regular. This is the Miles Morales first print. And this one is the 1 in 10 variant. So 4 books that all have to do with earlier appearances. Well, except for the Amazing Spider-Man #1 and the Friendly Neighborhood. But the Miles Morales is why I bought these. It was $141.50 for all 4, which came out to $35.37 a piece. So I figure that's worth taking the chance on. Anything Miles Morales is hot these days, so it's worth taking the chance on. Like I said, especially if you cannot afford the first appearances at this point. And that's why I knew back in 2015 when I first started making my original channel, which I closed down unfortunately, that Ultimate Fallout 4, first appearance of Spider-Gwen, they were going to be hot books, and I bought multiple copies, and it's paying off in the long run. But now it's getting to the point where they're considered unobtainium. I had a little card, so you get the next best things. Okay. Extra little bag and board. This is definitely another comic. I had another one of these, and this looks beautiful as well. 9.6 to 9.8 potential. Spawn #1, which most people would be like, oh, well, is that a big deal? I got several of these when I was younger. But newsstand variant. These are harder to get. So if you can find the newsstand variant, definitely get this book. They're getting more and more expensive, and who knows if they're going to do the Spawn movie. It's been, you know, promised, and then things happen. And then with the whole situation the past year and a half, that's definitely delayed things. So who knows what's going to happen. But Spawn is the longest running independent book. This is definitely not going away. I paid $139.45 for this book. For a newsstand high grade, definitely cannot complain about that. So if you can find that book in high grade, especially if it's under $200, take a chance on it. Alright, these two actually go together. It's another one where deals are out there. So you just got to take the time and effort to look. So they're not exactly the same, but they're very similar. So I'll open this one and then I'll do the next one. And I really think these are great prices, worthy of taking the chance on. Alright, get that aside. So they put these... Alright, throw this over there. So thank you to the 15 people that have already hit the like button. So they were kind enough to put this individuals, but in an extra bag to keep them from flopping all over the place. Okay. So with this one, we have 6 of the Star Wars High Republic Adventures. So there's 6 copies of these. Definitely ones I would recommend taking the chance on. And what made it totally worth it was they included 2 of the 1 in 10 variants. So 8 comics altogether. I paid a total of $7.53 a piece. These 2 alone make it worth it. So that was one heck of a deal on that one. So the Star Wars High Republic and the High Republic Adventures are absolutely doing really well. Whether it stays that way, well, that depends. You know, there could be a flavor of the month comic and then it fizzles out. So you never know. But that's, like I said, that's the risks you pay when you're taking the chance. But that's why I always say if you buy them in the beginning when you can get the cheapest prices, well, if it doesn't work out, you didn't spend thousands of dollars to find out it wasn't what you were hoping it was. Alright, so this person, again, they wrap them very securely, so I'm very happy about that. So good job with that. And that's the thing. And there's going to be a lot more unboxings, and like I said, they will get better and better as we go. So these are all books I would highly recommend adding to your collection. Okay. Alright, so we have Star Wars High Republic 4, the regular, and the variant. Star Wars The High Republic 3. Let me put this one in backwards. So let's correct that. Oh, they put 2 comics in there. And they put both of them backwards. Alright, so we got Star Wars High Republic 2, and 3 is upside down. I'll have to adjust that later. And since I got those extra bag and boards from that other seller, I can just throw this one in by itself. These look to be in 9/8 potential. Star Wars 1, The High Republic. This is the second print. So you'll have to let me know what you think about these, if you think these are worth it, especially for the price I paid. We have Star Wars 3, Star Wars 1, first print. Star Wars The High Republic 4, Star Wars The High Republic 1, this is the variant issue. And we have another Star Wars The High Republic 1 first print. Star Wars High Republic 2. And then we have Star Wars The High Republic number 1, the variant. And another second print. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 comics. I paid a grand total, well, I paid a total of $7.18 a piece. So, for me, that is a no-brainer. Now I'm going to put these in individual bags and boards, so not a major problem. But for under $8 a piece for those, especially for those number 1 variants, those come back 9.8, so you're talking, I think, like $200. Alright, this book is definitely getting very difficult at this point to acquire, but I was lucky enough to manage to get one more of these before they got way out of hand. So this is another book that, again, I highly recommend. If you can get it, and you could find a deal, pounce on it. Alright, so this one, this one's not opening easy. But that's alright. There's always a way. Hey, and you never know, you might see it live. I cut either myself or the comic. So, that would be fun. Let's hope that's not the case. But, stranger things have happened. Okay. So they put some packing peanuts in this. And they taped the living bejesus out of it. With the tape that I definitely do not love. Alright, so... And I thank you for everybody being patient. There's a lot of these, but these are definitely books I highly, highly recommend, especially as you see as they go, to add these to your collection. Always make deals happen. You can do that. Just be confident in your ability. Especially when you know what you're doing. It makes it a heck of a lot easier. Alright, so they went overboard with the tape. And the bad thing is when they use the regular tape, it gives it a high risk of potentially damaging the book. So that's, I mean, I appreciate protection, but this is a little overboard. And the way they did it, it could potentially damage the comic. But luckily I have a very sharp knife. Alright, so again, thank you for the patience. Alright, so they did include... Yeah, it looks pretty darn good. Definitely a book worth getting. This is Ultimate Fallout 4. This is the second printing variant. Paid $99. And just to show, there's the receipt. That to me is a really good deal on that book. So that one I won't need to put aside. Yeah, so they definitely made that one a little challenging. But again, another book absolutely worth getting, especially if you cannot get the first print anymore, or even the second print, if that makes any sense. Because they are getting up there, and you haven't seen the limit yet. I mean, Miles Morales has not had a live-action movie yet, but I have a feeling they will. Alright, so this person seems to have thrown in a lot of stuff. Okay, so at least the main one is there, but they added a bunch of other comics, which is cool. And I don't know what tape this is. This looks like the stuff you use for insulation. Yeah, so this one's going to be fun. It's this tape that's got those strips, like metal strips, in between to make it so it's harder to cut. So I want to do this carefully. So they threw in a lot of 80s stuff, but like I said, as long as the major one is here, and I've already seen it, so it is there. Alright, this is a little frustrating. If you're going to pack and sell comics, get the painter's tape. Because trust me, some of this stuff is a little frustrating when you're using... Luckily this is just an extra bag and board. When you use this kind of tape, is absolutely ridiculous. But it is what it is. Alright. So let's try and do this. Alright, so they added a bunch of blank bag and boards. I guess that's for protection. So I can't really complain about that. Alright, so this is the major book. So let's see what they threw in. Alright, Web of Spider-Man 29. Detective Comics 574. And if any of these have significance, let me know. Web of Spider-Man 25. The other one was 29. Classic X-Men number 12, so a lot of 80s and 90s. X-Factor 17. New Mutants 52. Looks like somebody dipped it in water and then ate it. X-Men 218, same thing. Jeez. Web of Spider-Man 30. So these aren't ones I would recommend. These are another Web of Spider-Man 30, all water-stained. Very nice of them to get rid of their garbage. X-Men and the Adventures number 2 with tears. And then X-Men 219 with water stains and tears. So, I guess that's nice. But yeah, okay. But this is why I bought this. And they put it in an open... Alright, so I'm putting this in a bag and board. So put this in one of those open thingamajigs. Alright, so this one is not damaged or water stained. So it's nothing like those others, thank goodness. Alright. Gotta love it sometimes, but now I will put this in. If you're going to use one of these, put your comic in a regular bag and board first. Do not put a raw comic in one of these, because this being completely open just defeats the purpose of using a bag and board. But this is another book. I have several of these now. Every time I see them, I will get them. Amazing Spider-Man number 316, but newsstand variant. Paid $243.80 for this book. This is high grade. This looks like easily between 9.4 and 9.8. Back looked great. I was able to see the back because they didn't put it in a normal bag and board. But obviously with the Venom movie, Venom 2 coming, this is just going to get more and more valuable. This, of course, is not the first appearance of Venom, but is his first cover appearance. Todd McFarlane art, newsstand variant, $243. Cannot go wrong with that book. All right, so we got 3 more to go. So thank you so much for sticking around. I hope these are enjoyable. I hope you see a comic that you may not have seen before, or the old out of sight, out of mind. You see something and say, oh, I need to refocus on that. And let's get to this one. So this, again, is another key issue. This is one... There have been rumors about this character in the movie for a long time. It was supposed to happen, but didn't. This was one of the Fox properties. Alright, so they were nice enough to not put one of them in a bag and board, but they did throw in a bonus. So we have X-Men 267. But, of course, the one I bought it for, X-Men 266. First full gambit. Of course, that is argumentative with his quote-unquote cameo. But I paid $230 for this book, and they threw in 267 for free. So that's cool that they did that. But this is absolutely a spec book worth taking the chance on. And I'm going to put this, again, one of the bonuses of somebody throwing in extra bag and boards. I have a bag and board ready to go because they put this one without a backing board. And I'm just going to put this because this looks a heck of a lot nicer. So there's that. So definitely a book worthy of adding to your collection. Alright. 2 more to go. And I want to thank the 19 people kind enough to hit the like button. This is another book that I joined the bandwagon on this one a little bit later, but I got it before it really skyrocketed. So I've been buying several copies of this book when I see decent prices. I think it has been potentially scheduled for a TV show, but you know, these days, just because it's been optioned does not guarantee it will happen or it will be good. Alright, this is an interesting one. They taped it to a big block of wood, solid wood, so that's a new one. And of course they use my favorite tape that makes it so much more challenging to get out. But I guess cutting it against the block of wood makes it easier, so knock on wood. Jokes will not get better. But this is a first print. They said it's a 9/8 potential. I believe them to be accurate. There's tape all over the back, so this is going to be ridiculous trying to get it out. But we got Something is Killing the Children, issue number 1. I've seen 9.8s going between $800 and $1,000 at this point. I got it for $556.92. This is my, I believe, 4th copy of that book. Definitely worth purchasing. Now, whether it has staying power or not remains to be seen. Knock on wood. Alright, last one. I hope you guys have enjoyed this. This is another one of those deals are absolutely out there if you're quick and you pounce. This is a complete set of this book. Absolutely has so much potential, it's not even funny. Alright, so they wrap these up, so good job with that. Put that to the side. Alright, so I gotta be careful with this. I do not want to damage these, because they wrapped them in cellophane. Alright. Hopefully you are shivering with anticipation. Okay, there we go. Yep. And then make sure we do not bend these. Alright, so we got 1, 2. These definitely need a pressing. Okay. So we have, this is Young Avengers presents Patriot, number 1 of 6. Young Avengers Special, 1 shot. And then we have the complete Young Avengers run, number 12, number 11. So these are books you absolutely want to get. Number 10. Absolutely that is a key book right there, issue number 10. Number 9 to a lesser extent. Number 8, they all have the indents, but that could be pressed out, so they still have 9/8 potential. Number 7. Another key book. It's got one little stain, like a little dot, but a dry cleaning could fix that. But definitely this is another key book. Issue 5. This one's got a really big dent, which means they overstuffed their comic boxes. Issue 4. As you can see, both of those have Kang the Conqueror, which has been confirmed for Ant-Man 3. Issue 3. Issue 2. And yes, issue number 1. First print. Definitely needs a pressing. So it's got a line down but does not break color. So could be a 9/8 potential with a pressing, but of course that does not guarantee it. I paid a total for the entire set $425, which comes out to $35.41 a piece. Just 3 books alone in that set absolutely makes that worth it. If this comes back a 9.8, that's a $1,200 book. Now, of course, it would need to be pressed, but that's okay. Even at a 9.4, it would be worth what I paid for the entire set. So those are all the books. 25 people out of the 35, so almost everybody watching has hit the like button. So thank you so much for that. These are absolutely books I would highly recommend to at least look into adding to your collection. There are a lot of key issues, a lot of them potential key issues, and that's how you get them. Wait for deals, ask for deals, make deals, be confident in yourself. Don't start out by, oh, I can't do it, or oh, it's too expensive. Don't be the negative Nancy, because you create the world that you believe to be true. So why have a world where it's going to be that challenging unless you use it to learn something? So let's pick 2 of the surprise subscriber shout-outs. We're going to go scroll back a little bit. We're going to go with Leo. You are the first surprise subscriber shout-out. And the second, we're going to go with J Salsa 23. And we're going to do a third, Papa Ken. So all 3 of you are today's surprise subscriber shout-outs, which means if you have a YouTube channel and you want to post a link to either one of your videos or to a specific video, you could post the link for that. If you'd rather post a link to your social networks, you can do that instead. Or if you have something that you sell on eBay or Etsy or Square or any of those places, Amazon, and you'd rather share a link to one of your sales, you can do that instead, so I will leave it up to you. Just keep in mind, all links have to be approved first, so it will not show up right away, because I want to make sure there's nothing inappropriate, so all of my viewers can see it. So if you're one of the people that browses the comment section and you see a link, it means it has been approved. So go check them out, maybe see what they have to sell, go check them out on their social networks, or, you know, at least give them a like or a subscription to their YouTube channel. So that's a good way to help the community. So thank you so much for watching this. I hope you enjoyed it. It's a longer video, but hopefully well worth it for some of the books in here. Let me know in the comment section what you thought, especially about the prices, which ones you think are hot, which ones you think were a waste of time. And don't forget to sign up for that cashback program where if you spend $30 or more after clicking the link that I provide, it's either in the live chat or the description. And if you check the description, there's a lot of different discount codes and things that I offer that I don't even mention. But if you click on this one, sign up, and spend $30 or more within the first 90 days of any of their affiliated programs, you'll get a $30 cashback bonus. It's normally $20, so hey, an extra 10, you know, that's almost a quarter of a tank of gas these days. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. It's always fun making these. And don't forget, there are deals out there to be found, deals out there to be made. That depends on you. Papa Ken says, hey, Chris, let me borrow that Young Avengers run. I want to read it. Well, the good thing is you could probably get digital copies. So it'd be a lot safer that way, especially for me. But or you can go on YouTube. I'm sure there's plenty of people that have read them. And they show them on the videos. But thank you for asking for that. But I got to get these pressed. So thanks for watching, guys. Thank you to the 30 people. Hit the like button. I really appreciate it. Check out some of my other videos. Hit subscribe if you haven't. Just don't hit the person next to you, because we know that's not nice. And do not forget, it is not you. It is not I. It is We Love Comics. I hope you all enjoy the rest of your day. And I will see you next video.